This is Kelly's kitchen. Anything can happen. Hello there, my friends. Today we are doing 3 different recipes. We are doing chili, cowboy casserole, and English muffins for breakfast sandwiches. So if you're interested, stick around and you can watch me make all this stuff and all the mistakes that I've made. If you don't know, I'm Kelly and I'm cooking. All right, so the first thing we are going to make is cowboy casserole. I think it's just a souped up version of tater tot casserole, but that's fine. We can call it whatever we want. It's still delicious. And I think with this recipe, you could pretty much, I did some research on cowboy casserole and it seems like everybody puts in their own ingredients. So that's what I'm going to do. I think the original calls for baked beans. I don't have baked beans. I'm going to use black beans, but it is what it is. So anyway, let's get started. First thing that I'm going to do, so I'm going to spray this with some avocado oil. Instead of getting fresh ones, I just did the pepper and onion blend. And I'm going to do about half of the bag of that. Oh yeah, hot. Now this is going to be for 2 meals, so it is perfect. And I'm just going to let that, I need to turn it down a little bit actually. I'm going to let that cook until it gets all caramelized. They already smell good. I'm actually going to add some garlic to this too. I just have jarred garlic. I'm trying to use up everything in my kitchen now before I go and get like fresh ingredients. So I'm just using up all of this. Oh, I really love garlic. So I'm going to put 2 big teaspoons of garlic in there. I'm also going to season this up with some salt. I use the Himalayan pink salt. I think it has a better flavor for me. And then I'm going to put just a little bit of pepper. I'm going to let that cook down, caramelize a little bit, and then we'll get the meat browning. But in the meantime, I want to get my English muffin bread ready. In this saucepan, the English muffin recipe calls for 1 cup of milk and just to warm it up until it starts to bubble, and then add sugar to it. And then in another bowl, start the yeast, and that's what we're going to do. So I have this big bowl here because this is what I'm going to end up mixing everything in. So we're going to start the yeast in this. All right, it says 110. It's at 109. I can't keep it at that temperature, so it's going to be 109 degrees. And I'm going to mix the yeast in to that. I'm going to mix it in here and then pour it in there when I'm ready, because I'm just afraid that that's going to make my water even colder. All right, so it's roughly 1.5 teaspoons. So we're going to pour that in there and give it a good mix. And we're going to let that sit until it gets frothy. Let's go back to the peppers and onions mixture. All right, we got a little burnt on the bottom. That's okay. We're just glazing the pan. So I'm going to go ahead and add my ground beef a little bit at a time. Because, well, you know what? No, we're just going to throw it all in there. I'm going to wash my hands. My milk's not even getting... Alright, so that burner's done. I'm going to try oh, that's because I had it in the wrong burner. Duh. So, we'll put it back on the back burner. My stove is very noisy, apparently. Alright, while we're waiting for this to froth up, I'm going to move that aside. And I'm going to get my other ingredients ready for my English muffins. So we need 3 cups of flour. There's 1, 2, there's 3 cups of flour. It calls for, my recipe calls for shortening, but I'm going to use, well, maybe I should use shortening. Let's just go by the recipe so I don't mess it up. I don't necessarily like to use shortening, but it is what it is, right? Apparently I'm going to need 3 more cups of flour, but I need to get this melted 1/4 of a cup of shortening. I just saw that it bubbled, so now we're supposed to take the 3 cups, mix in 2 tablespoons of white sugar until it dissolves in the milk. And it looks like my yeast mixture is about ready. Look how frothy it is. So as soon as that's dissolved, we're going to put that in that and then melt this and mix all this in with that. Does that make sense? I think I got it. I think me and my ADHD brain got it. Let's make sure that's all dissolved, which it is. So we're going to throw this shortening in the microwave. We're supposed to let this cool to lukewarm. Alright, it's a lot of grease, so I will be getting rid of that. We'll be draining that off, but I want this to be all browned and good. And I don't like big chunks of meat. If I have ground beef, I want it to be ground. Otherwise, I would just make meatballs. Right? Right. If you like your ground meat to have more chunks in it, then you make it the way you want to make it. This is looking good. Smelling good for sure. So half of this is going to go in my cowboy casserole and the other half is going to go into my chili. Whoops, and I will add the different spices once I get it done here. Boy, that smells really good. I suppose for the cowboy casserole, you could probably add any kind of beans you want. You could add potatoes, you could add tomato, you can add basically whatever you want from the little research that I did. You top it with cornbread mix, or in my case, tater tots, and, call it a day. Oh, and cheese. Lots and lots and lots of cheese, apparently. But I'm going to let that cook a little bit more. I'm going to go check on our milk and let's see if we are ready. I'm sticking my finger in there because it's my food and it's pretty clean. I think it's a little warmer than lukewarm, but I'm going to roll with it. Combine your milk mixture, your yeast mixture, and 3 cups of flour and shortening, melted shortening, in a large bowl. Milk mixture, yeast mixture, melted shortening, and combine. I should have probably put this in my mixture, in my KitchenAid, but I didn't. But you know what? We're gonna, because we still need to add 3 cups of flour to this. So I'm going to do that. Alright, here's my stand mixer bowl, and I'm going to add in all the goodness. Now we're going to beat that, and then I'm going to add in my 3 cups of flour. Alright, here's 1. This would be number 2. I'm going to trust the process and just know that my mixer needs a little TLC, and it's not. I used the paddle. I think maybe I need to use the hook. I'm going to go switch that out real quick. Whoa! I think I think that's better. So here we go. I omitted probably maybe 1/4 of a cup of flour. I'm sure it'll be okay. Everything will be okay. It's actually really crumbly on the bottom. Let me show you. I don't know if you can see that. I'm going to take it out and then knead it by hand. See what I mean by crumbly? It's kind of crumbly. So just going to knead this by hand a little bit. And I'm going to oil my pan, pot, bowl, whatever it is. I'm going to put this back and let it rise. Well, that was a process. Clean up my mess a little. All right, let's check on our meat. So I think that this meat is probably, I say it's good. So I'm going to turn the burner off and I'm going to try to drain this as much as possible. All right, my meat is drained as much as I'm going to do. There's still a little bit of stuff in there, but it's good. I turned the heat off. Now I'm going to separate it into two separate things. All right, my kitchen is a disaster, but I've got the two almost ready. This one's going to be the chili because I need to put this back in the or back on the stove, and this is going to be my cowboy casserole because this one's going in a casserole dish and going in the oven. So let's start with the chili. So I have my ground beef, onions, and green peppers, and this is all the stuff that I'm going to add. 2 cans of diced tomatoes, which before I put them in here, I'm actually going to puree them a little bit. 2 cans of tomato paste, and then 2 cans of light red kidney beans. And then obviously spices. Let me get my chili powder out. So I'm going to use garlic powder, thyme, parsley, and chili powder. So let's get this party started. I'm putting in my tomatoes. The reason I'm doing this is because I don't think that my boyfriend likes like big chunks of tomato. I don't mind it so much, I think, but I also don't mind them being smaller either. So I'm going to puree this up with my blender here. See if I can make the biggest mess ever. That's the biggest mess ever. Okay, my apron's right here. Oh well. Now we're going to add in the kidney beans. Sometimes I add the juice, other times I don't. I don't know the benefits or the cons about adding the juice. I don't know. Can you add the juice? Sometimes I do. Should I? I don't know. Let me look it up. Where's my phone? Is there any benefits or cons to using the juice in canned kidney beans? Kidney bean juice adds flavor, starch for thickening soups and stews, and nutrients like folate B vitamins, but it's high in sodium and can cause digestive issues for some. Okay, well, I like the idea of using the juice, so we're using the juice. So there's 1, there's 2. Whoop. I'm just going to add this right in here too. I'm going to add my seasonings, chili powder. I do not like spice. I'm not a spicy girl. When it comes to food, we're going to add some parsley, garlic powder, and thyme. We're going to mix that up, and then I'm going to put it on the stove on a low simmer. There you go. Now we're going to do the cowboy casserole. For this, I'm going to do 1 can of whole kernel corn. I'm going to drain this though. I'm also going to add 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. The thing came right off of it. There. Jeez. Now, 1 can of cream of mushroom soup. And I'm going to add a little bit of Worcestershire. Just a little. I'm going to mix that up. The only other kind of beans I have is black beans. I don't have any baked beans or anything like that. So we're just going to go with that. But I am going to drain these. I drained them and I rinsed them. I'm going to mix that up. Set my oven on 375, I think. Yep, it says 375. Forgot to add the garlic powder, onion powder, and just a little bit of thyme, just because. Sounds good. I'm going to put like a layer on the bottom, like a thin little layer on the bottom. Then I'm going to add some shredded cheese. Can't even see that, can you? Okay, So I put half of the mixture on the bottom, and I'm going to layer it with cheese. This is a sharp orange cheddar that I did, well, my boyfriend did, shred up himself. We are definitely liking the shredding it up ourselves better because, I don't know, I think the already shredded for you, as convenient as it is, it doesn't taste as good. And all the additives and all the white powdery stuff that they put in there, I guess it's supposed to be tapioca starch. I don't really know. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what it is. But, okay. So I have my other layer on top of the cheese layer. Or my other half of the meat on top of the cheese layer. And I'm going to, like, just put a little bit on top of that. And then we're going to get our tater tots. I use the Ore-Ida crispy ones, crispy tater tots, only because, well, my boyfriend is allergic to eggs, so I have to be careful of what goes in our foods. Because if there's anything that has egg in it, even traces of egg, or even if the package, even if it had been in a plant that makes eggs or has eggs around, and you know how it says that maybe traces of egg, or you made in a plant that uses egg, we cannot buy it. So Walmart brands, a lot of Walmart brands has that exactly, like they're made in a plant that also uses egg. So I have to be super careful with those ingredients. I, on the other hand, am not allergic to any type of foods, although I can be kind of picky with my food. I think I have like the taste buds of a 12-year-old, you know? I don't know. I'm just really enjoying onions and peppers this past couple years. Before that, I didn't really care for onions and peppers on anything. But now, as I'm getting older, I'm thinking that my palate has changed. So I'm definitely enjoying more flavor. I think this is going to be hopefully just enough to cover this. This is similar to the recipe that I use for tater tot casserole. And I like tater tot casserole, so I'm going to like this one, I'm pretty sure. It's just a little bit different because of the beans and the corn. I don't think I I don't remember putting corn in my tater tot casserole. Really, I have 3 left. I have to find room for that. I'm not freezing 3 tater tots. Scooch over. We have other people coming in. Nope, we will do it. We will find room. Ta-da! We did it. There you go. All right. Ugh. I'm going to put this in the oven. I don't know for how long. How long does it say? 40 to 45 minutes. I'm letting the chili simmer. And the next thing on our docket is the English muffins. So we're going to do that next. I just wanted to share with you guys a little tip that I learned while I was making soap a while back. Your immersion blender, an easy way to clean this is to get a cup of water with just a drop of dish soap in it and turn it on, and it's clean. Just a little tip for you guys. Alright, it is a little past the time, but our dough has more than doubled its size. So we're going to punch that down. We're going to take it out. And I have biscuit cutters or cookie cutters or whatever. These are cute because I can make these any size I want. I think that size should be about good. Punch dough down, roll on lightly floured surface. Oops, I didn't do that. To about a 1/2 inch thick. Here's our lightly floured surface. Good enough. 1/2 inch thick. How am I supposed to? I've seen people do the 2 halves of the English muffin separately, But I don't know if I want to do that because I like all the little like nooks and crannies in it, if you will. I don't know if that's a thing, but so I think I kind of want to keep them one piece and then just cut them like traditional English muffins. So is that about a half of an inch? I don't know. Good enough. All right. Actually, do we want them bigger? I might want them just a tad bit bigger. I could do what I want. These are mine. I'm going to cut them. Oh, it says to put cornmeal down on your pan. I don't know how much that looks good. This is Kelly's kitchen. Anything can happen. This is what I've got. About a half of an inch. That's fine. I think it'll be fine. It'll all be okay. I promise. I'm going to try to get as many out of this dough as possible. Think we can get one more out of that? We are going to try. What do we do with that? I don't know. Make a baby one. We're going to make a baby English muffin. There. Now we're supposed to cover this and let this sit for another 30 minutes, and then we'll come back and then fry them. Is that right? Yes. There. Yay! It is time to check on the English muffins. So let me show you what they turned out to be. Or let me show you what they turned out to look like. All right, so they have doubled in size, and now we're going to put them on a, you know what, instead of using my frying pan, I think I am going to plug in my griddle and use that, and we'll do that right here, as a matter of fact. Oh, yay, that's exciting. Okay, so my griddle is heated up. I'm going to put some oil on it, some avocado oil. Oh, these are big. They are big, but that's okay. It's perfect. It's exactly what I want. I think I can do 8 at a time. Our baby one even. Let's see. Let's do it. And I'm going to let them sit. I'm putting it on 300 just so I don't burn them. And then I will come back as soon as they're done. But boy, look at that. They really puffed up. Even the baby one. The baby one's going to be cute. I'm going to show you what the my chili looks like. Whoa! And that's perfect. That's been simmering for a few hours now. So that looks wonderful. It looks really, really good. I'm getting the cowboy casserole out of the oven, and it looks so good. Listen to that sizzle. I'm going to let it cool and I'll test it for you guys. I am waiting for the English muffins to get done over there. And I'll flip those and then, yeah, it's all coming together. I think these are done. They have been cooking for a little bit. I don't know if they are 100% done. The only way to find out, I guess, is to cut one open. So they're still cooking. I have them on like 275 right now, and I didn't want them to burn. I'm afraid that they're going to burn. So I've just kind of been letting them sit. You know what? Let's do it. Here's our baby one. Oh, baby English muffin. Oh, it's so cute. It's so cute. Before my camera dies, let me cut this one open. Yes, that is done as well. That looks amazing. Oh my God, I'm super excited. Super excited! And let me put a little butter on this. I'm going to try the little baby one. That tastes really good. I am super excited about these.